Ybor City is one of Tampa's most famous and one of its most colorful neighborhoods. Minutes from downtown, this charming historic district of about 300 acres got its start in the 1880s. That's when Spanish immigrant Vincente Martinez-Ybor brought the booming cigar industry to Tampa.
Ybor was the first, the visionary. Not long after the turn of the century, about a couple hundred cigar factories were producing over 1 million cigars a day. Thousands of Cuban, Italian, Spanish, Eastern European, and some Chinese immigrants were drawn to what became known as the cigar capital of the world.
Ybor and his industry counterparts established other area businesses like a streetcar line, grocery stores, and other essential services, along with constructing small houses known as casitas. Workers could purchase the homes at cost as a way of increasing staff retention and improving worker satisfaction. The company town boomed for several years until the Great Depression triggered a downturn in the cigar industry. Demand for luxury products like fine cigars dropped, leading to the closure of some of the factories. As mechanized production increased, many workers lost their jobs and left the city. The neighborhood further declined in the 1950s when I-4 was constructed straight through Ybor.
The 80s and 90s brought revitalization to one of Florida's most unique cultural gems. Today, this National Historic District is teeming with the Sunshine State's biggest industry, tourism. On today's episode, we want to show you around this Tampa neighborhood and run down what we think are the best things to do in Ybor City. All of that and so much more straight ahead from Tampa. The atmosphere of a speakeasy combined with the love of coffee is what you get at this Ybor City favorite.
During Prohibition, Blind Tiger was a place where liquor was sold illegally. Established in 2014, founders wanted to sell coffee so great tasting that it would seem illegal. Thus the name Blind Tiger Cafe. In addition to amazing coffee, they have a lifestyle brand where items are made completely with raw materials sourced in the USA.
The epicenter of Ybor City is 7th Avenue. The origins of this thoroughfare date to 1885 and are linked to the city's heritage of being the cigar manufacturing capital of the world, which continued through the late 1950s.
Take in the mix of Italian and Spanish architecture while marveling at the tall palm trees that line the sidewalks.
These historic storefronts are home to everything from cigar shops and unique galleries to eateries and nightclubs. Housed in a 1920s-era bakery building, the Ybor City Museum is a good way to learn about the immigrants who built this thriving and diverse community. Here you can tour a small house known as a casita, built for cigar factory workers and their families, along with a Mediterranean-style garden. The museum is open Wednesday through Sunday.
Large storefront windows throughout the city is where you'll find master cigar rollers hard at work, in some cases an art passed down through generations. Visitors can light up a fresh cigar at these shops and sip a cup of traditional Cuban coffee, good ways to relax. J.C. Newman is the only vintage factory still producing hand-rolled and machine-manufactured cigars in the Tampa Bay area.
Guided tours are available Monday through Friday. The price is $15 for adults.
Everywhere you turn in Ybor, you'll find eateries where you can sample some of the best in Cuban and Spanish cuisine. On 7th Avenue, visit the original Columbia restaurant that consumes an entire city block with seating for up to 1,700 customers.
Or you can pay a visit to La Segunda, a bakery in operation since 1915, famous for being the world's largest producer of authentic Cuban bread.
Lines here can be very long, but the wait is worth it, especially at lunchtime for one of their sandwiches. And dessert options are endless. Take it from me, do not miss this place when you're in Tampa. The area's first electric streetcar lines were installed in the 1890s and quickly became an essential part of everyday life, as many cigar factory workers depended on the service.
Today, you can take the slow but steady streetcar from 7th Avenue to the Tampa Convention Center, with 11 stops along the way.
While the outside of the trolleys look like they're straight from the turn of the century, the interior of each car is fully air-conditioned for max comfort on a warm Florida day.
This statue is dedicated to the immigrants who made Ybor City what it is today. You can find it at Centennial Park, the cultural hub of Ybor, that plays host to festivals and special events throughout the year. Some people say there's beauty in dysfunction, and that's exactly the aesthetic they go for here at Dysfunctional Grays, quite possibly the coolest shop in the Tampa area. Inside, you'll find a world of the truly bizarre, with everything from shrunken heads, skeletons, and fossils to an impressive collection of taxidermy. The animals passed away of natural causes, by accidents, or at the teeth of another animal. While not for everyone, Dysfunctional Grays is worth a stop if you're into oddities and curiosities.
Frequent watchers of this channel know I love vintage, and Ybor did not disappoint. Let me tell you about a couple of my favorites. Vintage Roost is a recurring weekend-long market, usually held the second and fourth weekends of every month. This 5,000 square foot market features just under 20 vendors, each offering their own distinctive vintage flair. You can find Vintage Roost at 2326 East 7th Avenue. Vintage, upcycled, industrial, salvage, pick-or-place market checks off a lot of categories in its 10,000 square foot venue. Had a lot of fun exploring this one, looking for rusty treasures. Hours and location are listed on the screen.
This is the childhood home of Al Lopez, Tampa's first Major League Baseball player. Today, it's a museum that showcases his journey to becoming a Hall of Fame inductee. Along with personal items that belong to Lopez, the Legends of Baseball Museum celebrates more than 130 years of local baseball heritage. The museum is open Thursday through Saturday. Admission is $12 for adults.
That's it, the best things to do in Tampa's Ybor City. What should we add to the list for next time? Let us know in the comments. We always love hearing from you. For more tips and information, be sure to visit our website, ChadGallivanter.com, where you can also sign up for our free newsletter, Gallivanter 75. As always, thank you so much for watching.
From Ybor City, see you next time.